What's going on, guys? I'm Dom, and I'm back today to talk to you a little bit about some of the Reign of the Sundered Idol lore. Today we're going to be diving a little bit down into the backstory of the creation of the world and a little bit of the religious beliefs of what happens here in the world of Verendrel. While the lore may not be important to every single game, we wanted to make sure to give you guys enough to look into and play around with when the option presented itself or your players wanted something more to deep dive into. The religious background and the deeper lore of the world itself dives back into something that we called the Forces of Creation. The Forces of Creation are 8 separate entities that are broken into 2 categories, the physical and the metaphysical. The physical side being earth, air, fire, water, your basic elements. And the metaphysical side being things that are a little bit more conceptual, consciousness, life, entropy, and ambition. These 2 groups of entities could not interact with each other, so they collectively made a decision to create something to benefit all of them. This is where the Dragon Mother herself was born. The Dragon Mother is a pivotal character in one of the main religions of Verendrel, the Church of the Eternal Reign. The Forces of Creation brought the Dragon Mother into life, and she began to weave the world itself. She created the land, the water, all of the things that were needed to build and sustain life within the world. While she was crafting this world, she allowed the forces of creation to flow through her and be the inspirations for the things in which she created. The more in which she interpreted these forces, the more things that began to spring into life and began to grow. And with this, her passion and her joy for creating also grew. But as this continued to happen, she realized that she was going to need help. So she gave herself a place to rest and to bring into life 4 creatures to help assist her and continue to develop this world. And as she slept and protected her young, the world around her grew and continued to grow as the magic kept developing and forming, to grow into things that she did not herself make. As she came back to her world that she had built, bringing her children, there were great monsters and giants that had taken over the lands of her creation. This is where the creation of the Celestial Ocean and the Ashen Deeps also came in. The giants were banned to a plane called the Celestial Ocean, where they became the constellations and the stars that you see within the sky. The monsters were banished to the depths of the world into a place called the Ashen Deep, where they wouldn't ever be a problem again. As time continued to pass, the children learned from their mother, learned how to weave and craft magic and grow and build the world into more and more. And eventually, the Dragon Mother herself felt her power leaving her as her children continued to draw from it. But the children learned much from her and were able to continue to build and grow. They created their own children to help them. This is where the Archons were born. Each Archon was placed in charge of something specific, and each of these Archons was crafted in a combination of the physical and metaphysical. Much like many other pantheons, these Archons became rulers of things like vegetation, animals, love, war, and continued to grow and push these ideas and ideals throughout the world itself. But while the Archons were crafting all of these wonderful, extravagant things, there was something dark growing deep in the world itself. Something that was going to ultimately become a threat, an opposition to what they and their parents stood for and stand for. But we'll leave that for some other time. If you'd like to learn more about Reign of the Sundered Idol or any of our other projects, follow us here or any of our socials, or come join us on Discord and you can hang out and talk to us about whatever you'd like. But until next time, Peace out.